What's up, gang? We are back in the cut, okay? We're back in the cut. We are back live. Uh, it's been a couple days since I've been back. We have been working our asses off, grinding. They got us doing motherfucking construction, bro. Oof, the boy is going through it, okay? But I'm back for you guys for a short stream today because I have to also edit some other stuff for some clients. So just going to get into just the most important topics for right now. So let's get into today's stream, gang. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's run it.
We already know what the American strategy will be because we've seen it in Libya, in Syria before. So what is the strategy? The strategy is to both attack from outside and inside as well. So
Atomic Fury. Strategy is Atomic Fury. We're going to drop bombs on Iran.
what you're going to do is this. You're going to arm these people, embed special forces into these insurgent groups to lead them and provide air cover so they have a clear path into Iran and are able to limit opposition. So now you're attacking from without. Attacking from within means to cause as much pain and suffering in the interior of Iran as possible. And how do you do that? Well, you do that through decapitation. Okay, let's go over the strategies. Decapitation. And what you're doing is you're removing the elite, what we call command and control. You're basically limiting the capacity of Iran to govern itself, to have a
Also, the problem with this strategy, with the decapitation strategy, is that even if you take out one, usually a country has one ruling leader, right? If you take out this one ruling leader in a country, usually the rest of the entire sort of body falls apart, right? But because Iran has so many different factions and communities and leaders that all govern themselves, it's pretty much very difficult to take out all these talking heads all at the same time, or effectively to a point where they won't sort of re-govern themselves and restructure themselves. This is the main problem right now that America has with Iran.
leadership, to have an elite, command and control. So that's the first strategy. Second strategy is air supremacy. America has the most advanced airplanes in the world. And the way that it's using its airplanes is to destroy as much military installations as possible, but it's also engaging in acts of sabotage. So what they're doing is they're carpet bombing. So they're carpet bombing Tehran. They're doing soft targeting. Soft targeting means that instead of attacking military installations, you attack hot.
Carpet bombing sounds like something the dog does constantly on your carpet, you know? Like when you have a really bad dog that isn't properly trained, it just keeps pooping on your carpet.
Hospitals. Why? Because you're degrading the state's capacity to rejuvenate itself, to be resilient. And the last thing is something called double tap. And it's really illegal or against international law. What you do is this. You attack a place, kill some people, and then people try to come and help the people who are injured. And it could be like doctors, it could be emergency personnel, it could be relatives. And then you strike again to create as many civilian casualties as possible. And the entire idea is to create as much fear and anxiety in people as possible, so that they lose the capacity to resist. And the last thing, of course, is to arm and bribe insurgents. So these are the three main pillars of the American strategy. And you will see this over the next few weeks. Problem with this is that when you do these three things, you're not actually hurting the Iranians, you're actually helping them. Because remember, the law of asymmetry states that whichever group is able to create energy, openness, and cohesion will win. And guess what, guys? This American strategy is going to create a more energetic, more open, and more cohesive Persian society.
And the reason for that is because the Persian society believes in the idea of martyr, into the idea of dying for their beliefs. And so if you have these people going to war essentially for God, then they will literally do anything and everything in what it means to do it for Allah himself, okay? So they don't care that this is happening. They will use this as a reason to think that this is what is going to make them stronger, to make their faith stronger. Like I said, it's like killing the Vikings. They believe that dying in war gets them to Valhalla. This is the exact same thing with this Persian society, okay?
Show you how. Decapitation. We just said that one major problem for America is elite overproduction. Well, with decapitation, what you're doing is you're solving this problem for the Iranians. Before, the huge problem for the Iranians were you have too many leaders and they all have their own stupid opinion and they all want to lead this war. But by killing so many leaders, you allow for more mobility, for more meritocracy. You're solving the problem of elite overproduction for the Iranians. That's a huge, huge bonus, guys, okay? The leadership will become much more lean, much more mean, much more determined, and much more strategic. That's number one. Number two, air supremacy. Well, when you do this to people, you carpet bomb Tehran, you're creating a more cohesive society. Why? Because the major conflict in Iran for many decades was the conflict between the urban areas and the rural areas. The rural areas were very religious, very poor, very backward. And the urban areas were educated, secular, and progressive. And so there's this huge conflict that led to a lot of riots, a lot of protests in Iran. But when you carpet bomb the cities, which are the main source of support for progressive Western policies, you make them united with the rural areas. The Iranian people no longer see themselves, each other as enemies. They see the Americans, the Israelis, as enemies.
Right. So now that you're doing this, you're making these two factions sort of band together. And then also, since the cities are being bombed and the rural areas are more religious, then everybody unites more behind the standing of religion.
You create a much more cohesive society, who are willing to fight together. And that's a problem. The last thing, you are arming the insurgents, the Bullocks, the Kurds, the Azaris. That's fine. The problem with this is that you are now activating, galvanizing Persian nationalism. For the longest time, the Persian national identity was suppressed by the theocracy because they want to create a more grand religion that unites all ethnicities. When you turn the other minorities against the Iranians, then the Persian people have to come together and remember their history, celebrate their identity. And this is the key. Once the Persian people are able to activate their long-lasting memories, go back in the past and remember the greatness, they come together as an energetic, open, and cohesive society. So yes, the Americans have this strategy that worked in Libya and Syria and other places, but it's not going to work in Iran. In fact, it's going to do the opposite in Iran. And then you're like, well, why don't the Americans not do this? And I already told you, because it's an empire. It doesn't care about Iran. It cares about
Yeah, it cares about itself, which is why it doesn't see the ability to be flexible. The Americans truly believe that any old age tactic that they were using in the past that helped them win the war, they believe that they have the strongest weapons. Their military industrial complex is so strong, and they're so full of themselves now, full of what we call hubris, excuse me, that they're no longer able to be flexible in warfare, and they believe that their sort of forceful tactics is what is going to win any situation because they have the most money and the strongest weapons. But as Jang is talking about, asymmetrical warfare doesn't work that way, which is why America also lost 58,000 soldiers that died in Thailand because they weren't able to fight the people in Thailand because of the jungle, the territory. The asymmetrical warfare was also applied by the people of Thailand. Oh, sorry, Vietnam. My bad. I don't know why I said Thailand. The people of Vietnam employed jungle warfare. So when it comes to having an empire that is pretty much close to decline, which is the Western civilization, this is what happens. Their hubris is so strong that they believe that they're unbeatable, when realistically, we all know that's not the case.
Itself. And so it's sort of stuck with this policy because remember, it's trying to win this war as quickly as possible because it doesn't have the manufacturing capacity to fight this war for a long time. It's trying to reduce as many casualties among its soldiers as possible because the Americans don't have the political will to fight this war. America's trying to win this war cheaply and fast. And if it doesn't, then America's in a lot of trouble. What the Americans are using is a classic strategy called siege warfare. And so what the Iranians are going to do is they're going to respond with a classic strategy called guerrilla warfare. And guerrilla warfare, guys, it's just hide and seek. So you come bomb me with everything you have, I'll just hide in my mountains. And then
Yes, this is the exact same tactic like I was talking about previously that Vietnam was implementing.
you leave,
By hiding in the jungles. Iran is going to hide in the mountains, and the Vietnamese will hide in the jungles.
what I'm going to do, I'm going to attack your GCC countries. I'm going to lob drones, rockets at you. I'm going to lob rockets at Israel. I don't have to strike that hard. I just have to be a pain in the ass. Because then, what happens is your force come back and bomb the living hell out of me. But guess what? I'll just hide in my mountains again. So Iran can do this for years and years and years. But again, remember, America is forced to win this war as fast as possible. Because there's no political will, they don't have manufacturing capacity, and they don't want that many casualties and economic damage. That's all Iran's going to do. Iran's just going to be a pain in the ass. A pain in the ass. It's trying to create as much economic damage as possible. It's trying to create as much fear as possible, which will force America to attack. The grand question is this: will America launch a ground invasion? Because if it does, then they've lost the war. Because look at Iran. Mountains and mountains. Deserts. It is impossible to occupy this country. It is impossible to invade. And what the Iranians want to do is be such a pain in the ass to commit so much guerrilla warfare that America is forced to invade from over here, and from over here, and from over here, and from over here. But the problem is that America does not have the resources resources, the political will, the manufacturing capacity to fight this war. So now you're like, okay, I understand all this. But why the hell is this war happening then? If I can tell you this, I'm sure that their generals can tell them this as well. I'm sure that they know that this was the case. In fact, for years, America has been planning to invade Iran, and for years, the generals were like, no, that's suicidal, let's not do this. So why is this happening? And unfortunately, we don't know, because the administration is not telling us. At first, Trump is like, oh, because the nuclear talks didn't go well. But we know for a fact that the Iranians were willing to agree to all terms of the Americans. And then Marco Rubio, who's the Secretary of State, came out yesterday, and he says,
Perkio! Marco Rubio is always taking those Percocets, bro.
really moronic. He said that. Why did we attack Iran? Because we heard the Israelis were going to attack first. And then the Iranians were going to respond by attacking both the Israelis and us, the Americans. And therefore we have to preempt the Israelis by attacking first. That's just retarded. They don't know why they're doing this. But there has to be a reason, right? Well, a clue is this. The American soldiers are being asked to fight this war. And again, no one knows why this war is happening. But there's reporting that the generals are telling the soldiers, this is a war for Jesus. This is a war to create the second coming of Jesus. This is Jonathan Larson, and he's writing this on Substack. US troops were told Iran war is for Armageddon, the return of Jesus. Well, what is this? Some soldiers who are not Christians were told that this is a war for Jesus, and like, wait a minute, we're not Christians, we're Muslims, or we're atheists. Why are we fighting this war? And so they filed a complaint about this speech. And we're going to read a part.
But why would they want the return of Jesus? Because if so the Americans want the return of Jesus. Isn't that a negative thing? Because the Americans are essentially at this point satanic. In God we trust. They wrote their Declaration of Independence, right? But now it's no longer in God we trust. Even God we trust isn't even on the dollar bills anymore. They're monetary bills. It doesn't say that. It used to say in God we trust. Now it doesn't say that. Because the Western civilization has become so demonic. So I can only imagine, why would they want Christ to come back? It's only going to judge them for their sins and send them to hell for eternity. So I guess maybe they want to go burn in hell for eternity. Well, you know what? That's fine.
Of this email that the soldiers who were dissenting sent to some other people to complain about this. You read, please?
I am a NCO rank withheld in our unit. This morning, our commander opened up the combat readiness status briefing by urging us to not be afraid as to what is happening with our combat operations in Iran right now.
Okay, afraid. That's what it tells us. They're losing the war. Keep on going.
He urged us to tell our troops that this was all part of God's divine plan, and he specifically
Wait a minute here. Wait a minute. God's divine plan? God's not the one ordering them to fight this war. It's Trump or the American military. Okay, this is kind of weird. Keep on going.
And he specifically referenced numerous citations out of the book of Revelation referring to Armageddon and the imminent return of Jesus Christ. He said that President Trump has been anointed by Jesus to light the signal fire in Iran to cause Armageddon and mark his return to earth.
Oh my God.
What?
President Trump, the fire in Iran. It's all part of a grand plan to destroy the world so that Jesus will return. What is this crap? Keep on going.
He had a big grin on his face
He's happy about this, guys. The world is ending. Yeah! Keep on going.
when he said all of this, which made his message seem even more crazy. Our commander would probably be described as a Christian first supporter. He's been this way for a very long time and makes it clear that he desires.
This is absolute bullshit, bro. First of all, Epstein, in the Epstein files, he declared that President Trump was literally the most evil, satanic person he's ever met. That's what he said to him. Have you guys ever seen the movie called The Apprentice? If you ever get a chance to watch the movie called The Apprentice, it is actually a pretty good film. It just shows you the dirty, nasty tactics that Trump was willing to do to get to where he is, and the people that he used along the way to get there. Mind you, the people that he was also working with were also nasty people, but he just was nastier than them. Like, I'm talking, you're Venom, and then Carnage comes along. You think you're badass, and then this other entity who's even nastier than you comes along and completely whoops your ass. This is that sort of level of anarchy, I guess, you know?
All of us under him to become just like him as a Christian. But what he did this morning was so toxic and over the line that it shocks many of us in attendance at the Ops Readiness briefing. Besides myself, I am reaching out to MRFF on behalf of 15 fellow troops. I know you asked me about the religious views of our group who has requested help from the MRFF. I can only tell you that I am Christian, and at least 10 of the others are also Christians. One of the others is Jewish and one is Muslim. I don't know the religious or non-religious status for the other 3 at this time.
So what is happening is that there's some crazy Christians in the American military, in the American government, that want to use this war to end the world, to force Jesus to return. That is why this war is happening. I'm not saying that this is the reason why. I'm saying like this is a possibility. This is Trump, and these are all religious leaders that support Trump because they see him as a Messiah. They see him as this great hero who will cause the triumph of Christianity and the return of
Lies. Lies. Yo, Trump, the great leader of humanity, bro. Come on, guys. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I Stevie wonder about her. I'm like, yo, guys, does she really believe that she's the second coming of Jesus Christos himself? That can't be true. And then you realize, like, oh, maybe it is. Let's see what this is about. Why rappers can't say no to Trump. This was 6 days ago. Why rappers can't say no to Trump. They can't say no to him.
Something is happening in hip hop right now that nobody can fully explain. Rappers who built their entire careers on being anti-establishment are suddenly lined up behind a president that most of them publicly hated just 5 years ago.
So ain't nobody gonna perform for Donald Trump, huh? Which one of you jigaboo ass niggas gonna be the first one to do it?
And everybody's entitled to their own political opinion. But it begs the question, why now? And why so publicly? In 2018, Nicki Minaj went on social media and talked about how she came to the United States illegally at 5 years old. She directly called out Trump's family separation policy.
I couldn't imagine a little child going through all of that trying to get to another country because they didn't have money in their country, or, you know, whether you're fleeing from war, whatever it is, and then being taken away from the one person that makes you feel comfort, you know? That is what really raised me out.
So she came here illegally at 5 and admitted it, and yet still is in the country? Wow. I guess privilege is real.
I was like, something about this doesn't sit right in my spirit.
Now fast forward to January 2026, the same woman is standing inside the Treasury Department holding Donald Trump's hand, calling herself his #1 fan, and then Trump gave her the $1 million gold card, which he says fast tracks your immigration visa. But what he's not telling you is the gold card is basically worthless. A Homeland Security official told New York Times that the gold card was basically a novelty item with no legal standing. Plus, Nicki has already been a permanent resident for almost 20 years. It just doesn't make sense. And then Snoop Dogg in 2017 threatened to blacklist any rapper who touched the Trump stage. But then in 2025, he performed at the Crypto Ball to celebrate Trump's inauguration. See, when I started digging into this, I found something that goes back way further than MAGA, further than politics. I found a business strategy that's been running for almost 40 years. My search led me to a book that Trump wrote in 1987, where he basically lays out exactly how he operates.
The Art of the Deal? Oh, wow, you guys. This is fantastic. This is great. You know why this is great? Because this all leads me back to when I watched this little film called The Apprentice. It came out probably around 2023, I'm sure, or 2020. But it's this biopic about Donald Trump. It's not something that was major on the mainstream scene, but it's just this movie. It's pretty well done, actually. It's got the guy from Succession in it. He plays Robert Cohen. But yeah, check out this movie. It shows you the rise of Donald Trump, how he became who he was, the nasty people that he was working with, but then how he also essentially became nastier than all of the people he was working with, stepping over toes, stepping over this. And in the movie, it's quoted to say that Andy Warhol is the one that gave Donald Trump the idea about the art of making money, right? Making money is an art form. And so essentially Andy Warhol tells him that I make whatever sells. Anything that makes money, I make it. Essentially is his whole thing, right? Because we all know how much of a capitalist Andy fucking Warhol is, right? God rest his soul. So he learns this and such. When the guy asks him what should be the title of the book, which this man is holding right now, Donald Trump then proceeds to say, The Art of the Deal. Because he says he loves making deals. I love deals. I love them so much. They're so good. We love deals. Deals are good.
And when you read it, you realize he's been running the same playbook on the music industry for decades. In chapter 2 of The Art of the Deal, he lays out exactly how he approaches every negotiation, relationship, and transaction in his life. He writes, leverage is the biggest strength you can have. Leverage is having something the other guy wants, or better yet, needs. Or best of all, simply can't do without. So basically, you find what somebody needs and use it to create loyalty. But why rappers? And why would he need leverage from any musician? Well, the answer is influence. Since 1989, Trump has been name-dropped in over 300 rap songs. Rick Ross mentioned him in 9 different songs. Nas referenced him 7 different times. Migos, Young Thug, Lil Wayne, Raekwon, they all threw around Trump's name the same way they do with cars and luxury brands. Rappers were saying things like, stacking paper like Trump, and guess who's the black Trump? And I'm Donald Trump in a white tee. But here's the part that nobody ever puts together. Trump wasn't just a name that rappers dropped in songs. He was actually a mover and shaker in the music business itself. Back in the 80s and 90s, Trump owned multiple casinos in Atlantic City. Trump Plaza, Trump Castle, and the Trump Taj Mahal.
Trump Castle and Trump Taj Mahal. If this guy isn't full of himself, man, what is that? That has to be the stupidest. But then again, Trump was never a good business person, bro. He's like a good socialite, you know? And that's the reality of the situation there, boys.
Next city was the East Coast Vegas, and Trump's properties were at the forefront for live entertainment. One of their main budget items was concerts and shows. Mike Tyson was fighting at Trump properties. Major artists like James Brown and the Rolling Stones, they performed. In the late 80s and 90s, Trump's casinos were a pretty big gig. But the bridge between Trump and specifically hip-hop was none other than Russell Simmons, the co-founder of Def Jam Records and one of the pioneers of hip-hop as an industry. And for over 30 years, he was one of Donald Trump's closest friends.
And I'd been his friend. I'd been back and forth to Mar-a-Lago on his plane so many times. I've been on his helicopter so many times. I was there on his first date with Melania. I mean, I've always been his friend until he ran for president. Instantly.
You were on his first date with Melania?
Yeah.
And this matters because Russell Simmons was a gateway for him. Trump got a feature on Method Man's album in 98, and in 94, Trump and Marla Maples appeared on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Thank you for ruining my life.
Ashley!
What did you do?
Everybody's always blaming me for everything.
Trump became a part of hip-hop's culture, and he was walked in by one of hip-hop's most powerful figures. Now, eventually, Russell Simmons cut Trump.
It's because he understands the thing that is super important, and it's the same playbook actually that Elon Musk is playing as well. Just people in general of the higher up, they understand the power of influence, because influence can't be bought. That's not true. The person who was able to buy influence actually was Elon Musk when he bought Twitter. That's the reason why he bought Twitter. It's for the ability to control media and influence, because let's face it, Twitter is one of the most influential platforms compared to all the other platforms. When news moves, it moves first on Twitter. They're like a first mover when it comes to news. But essentially, yeah, so Trump is getting himself involved with all these shakers and movers, shaking hands with them, being seen with them, being beside them. The same way when a rapper has a girlfriend and she starts hanging around him and starts being in the music videos, we all start asking, who is this shorty? Because it's intrigue, because they're around these people of status. And that's the same idea that Trump is sort of doing, right? Like earlier on, right? More so.
Off as soon as he ran for president.
He was always very kind to me and my brother. He's a very likable person. But I just don't think he's a suitable person for presidency, right?
But it was too late. Trump already got what he wanted out of him. The next connection really surprised me because nowhere was Trump more connected to the music industry than with Michael Jackson. What most people don't realize is how close Trump and Michael actually were. They met at Madison Square Garden in '88, and in 1990, Michael was at the grand opening of the Trump Taj Mahal. And Trump said something that I want you to remember for later. He said, if I ever needed him, he'd always be there. Very loyal to his friends. That same month, they were flying together on private jets. They traveled in a motorcade together. And in 1994, Michael rented out an apartment in Trump Tower while he was recording the History album. He was living floors below the Trump penthouse and would actually watch TV with his family. Michael even mentioned Trump's name in his song called Money. So now, Trump has another high-profile friend in the bag. But who wouldn't want to be friends with the greatest entertainer of all time? But the next connection is where the waters really start to get muddy. From 1997 on, Trump and Diddy were everywhere together. The U.S. Open, the grand opening of Diddy's restaurant, Justin's, Diddy's 29th birthday party. Trump also attended one of Diddy's infamous white parties in the Hamptons. The two were tight.
I love Diddy. You know he's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy.
Is
he a good guy?
I don't want to answer that.
Oh, well, I think he's a good guy. I'm going to stick up for him.
The point is, by 2014, Trump had spent nearly 3 decades building relationships with the most powerful people in music. He was their landlord, he was their casino host, their party buddy, their symbol of wealth. And not only that, everyone loved him. But then
if you're going to be somebody of status, one key thing that you always have to remember is you have to be the host of the party. You have to be the one that invites people of status to your things that you're doing, right? So if you're the host of the party, people will always want to be around you because you're the one creating the ambiance, you're the one creating the fun that everyone can get involved with, right? He's not asking these, you see how he's moving around with these musicians? He's not asking them for things. He's creating environments to put them in that then puts what? Money in their pockets. Whether it's the casinos having them do events there, then the artist gets paid. It's like, oh, come play at my venue. Boom, artist gets paid. Come do this. I'm gonna show up here. He moves very strategic like.
He ran for president and everything changed.
I am officially running for president of the United States.
Could he actually win?
No freaking way.
Trump will not be president.
Trump will never be elected president of the United States.
You're not going to be
We're
president.
fucking talking about a madman, incompetent buffoon being the most powerful man on earth.
I humbly and gratefully accept your nomination for the presidency of the United States.
The crazy thing about him being president is that he's literally a reality TV star, and you guys made him president. I mean, hey, he's showing you the playbook.
Brace for impact. New York Times now saying the chance of a Trump presidency is 92%. Brace for impact.
Right now, a historic moment. We can now project the winner of the presidential race. CNN projects Donald Trump wins the presidency.
This man is arrogantly marching us towards fascism.
He's a race-baiting, xenophobic, religious bigot.
You're not dead and you haven't gone to hell. This is your life now. This is your life.
Trump's game plan was starting to crack. By the time he was in office, most of Trump's mentions in rap songs were negative. YG and Nipsey Hussle dropped FDT, and dozens of artists started sending cease and desist letters demanding Trump stop playing their music at rallies. Trump's strategy of having influential friends wasn't quite working the way he thought. He needed a new game plan. Now, the first rapper to come out in full support of Trump was Kanye. But he doesn't really count because Kanye, he just goes against the grain just to go against the grain. He does shock value just for the hell of it. And even Trump distanced himself from him when Kanye became a liability to his image. So even that relationship was transactional. But Trump's real game plan came around the end of his first term. By 2020, Trump had lost most of his entertainment industry support. But remember, Trump doesn't need friends. He needs leverage. And on his way out of the White House in 21, he found the most powerful leverage the music industry has ever seen.
And new this morning, ahead of leaving the White House, President Trump has issued his final list of presidential pardons and commutations. Other notable names on the list include rappers Lil Wayne and Kodak Black.
And if you look at who got him, it looks random, but if you follow the music industry, it's not random at all. Lil Wayne got a full presidential pardon.
So this is why all those pardons started happening, dude. I'm telling you, there's nothing for nothing. You're not like, no one is like, especially this guy. Like what reason would this weird like white guy, old man, white guy have with the music industry, dude? He wouldn't. The only like, you know what I mean? He understands like he needs their demographic in his pocket, which is the same way a brand attaches themselves to a content creator is to tap into their demographic, right? To get access to this person's demographic, to have the influence on their demographic for whatever sort of scheme the guy needs later on. And so this is going to show you, oh, you think he just pardoned Lil Wayne and freed A$AP Rocky and all these people just because for the fun of it? No, bro, because he needed the influence of the rap community back again. And what's the one thing that niggas are always doing? Landing themselves in fucking jail, bro.
Wayne had pleaded guilty to possessing a firearm as a convicted felon. He was facing 10 years in prison. But ever since Trump pardoned him, he's been showing support, publicly endorsing him. Now, Lil Wayne's attorney told the New York Times that the weapons charge wasn't the reason for Lil Wayne's support. But in the same breath, he said it may have ultimately been a factor. His own lawyer basically admitted the connection while technically denying it. Then you got Kodak Black. Kodak Black was serving 46 months for falsifying firearm purchase forms. And then Trump gave him a commutation which lowered his sentence, and he was released immediately. Since then, Kodak has shown loyalty nonstop, appearing at Trump rallies, rapping on Trump anthem songs.
Trump a real one, you know, we Geminis. So Trump know what's up. We both are Geminis. His birthday 2 days after mine. He be down here and stuff, Palm Beach.
Now Kodak, he's Haitian, right? And even when Trump was making comments about Haitians eating cats and dogs, Kodak still stood behind him. But that's how deep the loyalty runs when someone can keep you out of jail. Now, someone you might not know, Desiree Perez, also got a full pardon. She was the CEO of Roc Nation, Jay-Z's company. She was pardoned for a narcotics conspiracy conviction. Now, why would a Roc Nation executive randomly get a presidential pardon? Now, most recently, Trump pardoned NBA YoungBoy on gun charges, but this next one was really the tipping point. Michael Harry O'Harris is another hip-hop mogul that the average person may not be familiar with, but he co-founded Death Row Records with Suge Knight and sold drugs so he can make money to start businesses. And in 2021, Trump got him released from jail and eventually fully pardoned him. Now, Harry
Damn, those are some like low-key pardons I did not know about. Shout out, God damn, shout out to Trizzy, bro. Trizzy Tizzy.
Has deep ties and a lot of respect in the music industry as the co-founder of Death Row Records. But guess who's running Death Row now? In 2017, Snoop threatened to roast any rapper who performed for Trump.
So ain't nobody gonna perform for Donald Trump, huh? Which one of you jigaboo ass niggas gonna be the first one to do it? I'm waiting. I'm gonna roast the fuck out of one of you Uncle Tom ass niggas for doing it. Which one of you niggas gonna do it first? Osby's the one that performs for himself.
The same year, he released a music video where he pointed a gun at a clown dressed as Trump. But after Michael Harry O'Harris gets clemency from Trump, Snoop's tone starts to shift. By 2024, he's telling the Sunday Times, I have nothing but love and respect for Donald Trump. And in January 2025, Snoop performs at Trump's inaugural crypto ball in Washington, D.C. The same man who threatened to roast any rapper who...
Good God. Be careful how we talk tough on the internet, gang. Be careful how we talk tough on the internet because quickly it can all shift and not in your favor.
Perform for Trump. Perform for Trump. And what was Snoop's response for getting all the backlash? He said, he ain't done nothing wrong with me. He has done only great things for me. In other words, leverage. I scratch your back, scratch my back. Let's call it the Trump loyalty program.
Sean Diddy Combs.
Right.
Would you consider pardoning him?
You know, I was very friendly with him. I got along with him great. But when I ran for office, he was very hostile.
He said some not so nice things about you,
Yeah,
sir.
and
Yes.
it's hard. I don't know. It's more difficult. It makes it more, I'm being honest, it makes it more difficult to do.
Now, the pardon strategy only works for rappers with legal troubles. But what about the rappers who just need a check? 50 Cent said Trump's team offered him $3 million to perform at the Madison Square Garden rally.
Is it true Donald Trump tried to give you money to endorse him one time?
Yeah, and they still offered me $3 million.
To perform?
At the RNC or this past Sunday?
This past Sunday.
At $3 million. And then they offered you money for the Republican National Convention too, right?
He turned it down, but the offer of $3 million shows us what the going rate is for a major hip hop cosign. Trick Daddy, he claimed on his radio show that Nelly got $1.5 million for performing at the inauguration. And Soulja Boy, he was seen flashing a bunch of cash after performing at the crypto ball.
Obama ain't never put no money in my pockets, nigga. Kamala ain't never put no money in my pockets, nigga. Trump put money in my pockets, nigga.
This nigga Soldier Boy, dude. Oh shit, dude. Okay. So, oh man, it's, you know what? Soldier Boy is one of those people where we wouldn't, I don't think as a community we would really give a fuck where he performed. You know what I mean? Like, we're just happy to see the kid just up on stage, making money, living his life. We're just happy to, that he still has a career. You know what I mean? I think because, like, he was such, like, an inspiration for all of us and really, like, get it out the mud type situation. So we're just happy that he has a career. So Soulja Boy can perform for Trump. It's not, we're not really gonna bash him for anything political, but it's it's funny, bro. That's hilarious.
For contrast now, at Obama's 2009 inauguration, the creative director said the artists were invited to perform and didn't get paid. So if Trump's team is paying above market rates for performances, that's a big incentive for artists, no matter what their political views are. And by the way, this isn't something new for Trump. The FEC confirmed in 2015, when he first announced that he was running for president, his campaign literally paid actors $50 each to attend the announcement. Wear a t-shirt, carry a sign, cheer. The Hollywood Reporter obtained the casting call email from a company called Extra Mile Casting. He was paying people to fake enthusiasm from day one. So you got struggling artists who need a check.
These are all classic strategies of media manipulation, okay? There's this book that I'm currently reading that talks about this guy who manipulated the blog. He was really big during the blog era, right? So he would manipulate. If there was a movie that came out, he would create the story around it. But this is also a tactics that were used way back in the day for, I believe, I can't remember the name of this modeling agency, but they would they would essentially artificially inflate what we would call views today, right? They would essentially generating the news. They would have models lined up outside of their venues wearing the shirts of the modeling agency. And then the guy who would manipulate the news, he would create some sort of fake news story related to the movie that would then get these blogs posting it and reposting it. Even though the news was fake and wasn't real, it would get people then talking about the movie. So it's all about just faking it and faking the illusion, faking the perception, the public perception of what they believe to be. Hey, no one said this is a clean game.
You got rappers at the end of their career who need a check, and then you got the rappers who need to stay out of jail. I mean, hate it or love it, it's honestly genius. But there's one more piece to the puzzle. The one big, beautiful bill. Most A-list musicians make well over $500,000 a year, and Trump lowered the maximum tax rate from 40% to 37%. On top of that, he added an extra tax cut for people with LLCs and S-Corps, which include rappers. Now that's good news for all business owners, but for rappers making millions a year, they're saving hundreds of thousands in taxes. So when Nicki Minaj pledges $300,000 to donate to Trump-branded savings accounts, she's invested into a system that could return multiples of that in tax savings alone. Not to mention she gets to write off the $300,000 off her taxes too.
Nicki makes a lot of money, and she's generously stepping up. She's investing hundreds of thousands of dollars in Trump accounts to support the children.
So for every single one of these relationships follows the same formula. The same formula Trump literally wrote down in 1987. What does the artist want? Freedom. That's the pardons. Money, that's the performance fees and tax cuts. Relevance, that's the political platform and the White House access. And what does Trump want? Credibility. Specifically cultural credibility, but even more specifically, black endorsement from famous rappers.
I have a great relationship with the blacks. I've always had a great relationship with the blacks.
Trump wrote in The Art of the Deal, you have to convince the other guy that it's in his best interest to make the deal. And that's the whole game. Every pardon, every payment, every gold card is Trump convincing artists that standing next to him is their investment. And for most of them, it is. Now, as another contrast, we can look at when Taylor Swift, she came out and endorsed Kamala Harris. She didn't get anything for it, as far as we know, but she risked alienating half of her audience for something that she believed in. But when rapper after rapper who previously condemned Trump, suddenly they show up at his events, performing at his parties, and every single one of them has received something in return, at some point, we gotta start asking questions. It's kind of ironic because rapping, singing, and writing music is one of the purest forms of art. But in the first line of Trump's book, he says, I don't do it for the money. I do it to do it. Deals are my art form. And Trump's been making deals in the music industry since the 80s, all the way back to his friendship with Michael Jackson. Now, we'll never know if Trump was genuinely friends with Michael, but right before Michael died, there was an email chain by a group of men that were definitely not Michael's friends. Now, the public was never supposed to see these emails, but I got access, and I break them all down in this next video here.
Right. Interesting. All right, well, that's it, guys. That's that. That was a good video. I like that. I like this guy. Whose man's is this? We like him. I'll add this to my thing. Emails no one was supposed to see. Whoa. Dangerous, guys. So dangerous. So dangerous. All right, let's get to one more video. Obviously, right? Shaming girls in Miami. Your life at every level of attractiveness. Oh, what the fuck?
Why are you dressed like a...
Oh, Jesus. Okay. This video could get us in trouble. I hope not. I hope this guy's not wildin', bro. Please don't be wildin'. Say what you gotta say, but be nice. You know, be nice. Come on, guy. You can be nice, right? I know you wanna attack these young ladies, but be nice, friend.
Why are you dressed like a... Wow. And you're just open about that.
Yeah.
You realize how disgusting...
Does she have a... Bro, where's God?
That is, right?
Yeah, I'm disgusting.
You're
I'll worship you right now.
Yo, okay. Back up. I asked her to put some clothes on. She's like naked out here. Stay back. Does height matter in a guy, yes or no?
Not really.
It doesn't?
I don't really care.
It matters to you?
Step on the scale.
Step on the scale. Double standard much? Height matter in a guy, yes or no?
Heart matters.
So personality matters, not height.
Yes.
But this bitch just said heart matters? What the fuck does that even mean, bro?
What about you? Does height matter?
Just the heart.
Just the heart. There we go. Lovely. I'm just curious why you're not wearing anything.
What do you mean?
Look at that. What is that? That's not even. That's like a bandeau bra, but you're wearing. That's a band. I'm insulting your clothes because you're dressed like.
What's wrong with you? Like, you have no respect, and I'm just out.
Well, you obviously.
Well, how is he gonna respect you if you don't respect yourself first? He wouldn't have approached you if you were respecting yourself. Miami, we love Miami. Miami's crazy. Miami's a little bit sultry. Miami.
You don't have respect for yourself, so why would I respect you? Put on some pants or something. No one wants to see that. Can you put on some clothes, please? No one wants to see all that.
Why do you call my daughter a whore?
I said she's not dressed appropriately.
Let me film you.
You're the dad?
Yeah.
She's not dressed appropriately.
That's not your fucking problem.
Oh my God. She went and told her mom. Oh, shit. She went and told her mom, bro. What the... But no, yo, this is the decline of the West. Like, when you go to other places in other countries, bro, women are dressed more modestly, more conservatively. Obviously, they're, you know, there still might be a little risque, but it's nothing like it's going on in the West, bro. Like, walking around in the West is pretty much like a softcore, like, you know, XXX shoot, dude. It's crazy.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's your problem.
What the fuck is your problem?
It's your problem.
You're a fucking idiot.
Bro, and you know, bro, that she is feeling weird about it because she's literally every 2 seconds keeps pulling her clothes down. Dude, bro, man. Astaghfirullah, man. Astaghfirullah, bro.
I'm an idiot. I'm not letting my daughter dress like this. Fathers in our generation letting young women dress inappropriately, that's causing a lot of messed up in our culture. Yo,
I don't hide.
back up.
No, wait.
Listen,
back up.
I said back up.
Back up.
You're not gonna do anything.
Get the fuck out of here.
What's up, bro? How are you? What's up? Doing good? Thank you, bro. Does height matter? Height.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Nah.
What?
You're gonna I'm not gonna fucking...
100%. Step on the scale.
What's the minimum?
Step on. No, you're probably over the minimum, but oh. All right, double standards. This is hella gay. The butt to butt. What?
You followed me on Instagram.
That's not... Never mind.
I've actually never followed anybody on Instagram. I've actually followed 0 people my whole career. But anyway, does height matter in a guy? Yes or no?
No.
No? What about you?
Somewhat.
Then step on the scale.
The funny thing is that these girls are like 6 feet tall, dude. It's like, damn. Who you only dating NFL niggas, bro? Damn.
Because weight somewhat matters.
Ruby, they're rage baiting.
Oh my gosh, wait. An intelligent woman.
Shout out my favorite poem nigga.
Put on some clothes. You commented some hater stuff on my stuff the other day. You were like, that white cracker said something like that. It was pretty crazy. Does height matter? Yes or no?
Yes. No.
Step on the scale.
Absolutely not.
You have
Whose
to.
car is that?
So you...
That's not her car, bro. Never believe any woman that has luxury things. it's not hers. And if she does have it, she's doing toilet stuff to get it.
But it's a double standard.
No.
If you say height matters, but you're uncomfortable being judged based on weight, then that's a double standard. Excuse me, you're very tall. Does height matter in a guy?
Nah, but weight does, bro. Shout out my boy Felipe.
Does height matter in a guy? Yes or no?
Yeah, 100%.
Step on the scale.
Wait, I have big boots on.
150?
Ew, that's a lie.
Why were you so confident about your 150? Your makeup doesn't match your neck.
My friend.
Her makeup doesn't match her neck. Does height matter in a guy? Yes or no?
No.
Her deception is not the same color as her body. The deception is different. She needs to correct her deception.
It doesn't matter. Why?
I've dated some short guys and they're really amazing and cool.
Do you think there's anything wrong with dating short guys?
No.
Do you think girls should stay away from short guys?
No.
There we go. W morals. I was just wondering if you could put some freaking shorts on.
Bro, what
Who am I?
the balls is
My name-
this outfit, bro? Come on, stuff for long. Bro. We need God to return, bro. We've just, as a society, we've lost it, and I don't think we're gonna ever win.
It's Lenny. I asked her to put some clothes on. She's like naked out here.
Hey, bro, you're done.
I know I'm good. I'm just worried for other guys who might stumble into lust because someone's out here wearing like nothing. This is your girl? Good, that's probably good. That's fine. I bet. That's crazy to be proud of that, but all right. Y'all have a good day. Stay back. So you are a guy.
I'm a tranny, not a guy.
But you are a man.
What?
I'm not a man, I'm a tranny.
This isn't I feel like this is AI right now. I feel like you're generated like through a software, but this is real life. Does height matter in a guy, yes or no? It does matter?
Yikes.
Step on the scale.
Step on
Don't run.
it. Yo, those bitches are running from the scale, bro. Running from it. Either, for one, they don't have a scale at home, or two, they know that they're not keeping their bodies in nice trim top shape, bro. And that in itself is scary. That means that these bitches have no discipline, dude. Yuck.
That height mattered.
They really control their height.
Exactly.
A woman can control, like, you don't want to date a fat bitch.
Because they can control it. So it's
that's on you.
So it's fair to judge based on weight.
Yeah.
W morals. Why is your skirt so short?
It's easy access for you.
That's disgusting.
Ew, bro. What the fuck? Why are you talking like that? Why are people talking like that these days? What happened to just being mild-mannered, like Peter Parker?
Well, fuck you. Now I'm really mad at you.
So you flirt with me and then you say F you because I don't want it?
Fuck you. You know what? You're an asshole.
I think we want to see less of your butt and more modesty.
My butt. I want to see less of you, dickhead.
Then walk away, loser.
You know what? This school.
Ooh. Like, can y'all speak?
White boys don't have fucking big dicks. They have fucking...
Okay, that's your comeback. Great.
No.
Very intelligent. Does height matter in a guy? Yes or no?
Yes.
Step on the scale.
Ew, no.
But you said height mattered. You're uncomfortable being judged based on.
No, I get on. That's not right. That is not right.
170?
That's not right.
Could you put some clothes on?
I'm good.
Why? You just like disrespecting yourself?
Yeah, you put some clothes.
Really?
Yeah, you put some clothes on.
I have clothes on. The word.
I want to be a
What if you...
Bro, these outfits are so weird. It's like, ugh. I mean, I guess it's venti. I guess you're Gucci getting aired out, but god damn. Like the shame after the nightclub, or the shame when they're walking around stumbling after being completely wasted and zooted, and then like you can see their poom poom and pants. Like, bro, like it's just it's all so gross, dude.
Do you want to be a hoe?
Yeah,
God forbid you be a hoe.
Girl wants to be a hoe.
Y'all are cooked. Oh my gosh, this generation's so cooked. If
So
height matters in a guy, yes or no?
You already weighed me.
We're asking if height matters in a guy.
No.
Yes.
It does matter?
As long as you're as tall as I am.
Step on the scale. 150?
I'm not 150.
But the scale doesn't lie.
Scale's broken.
Your diet's broken.
No, you're my guy who like puts people on scales.
Does height matter in a guy, yes or no?
I am 5'11", so
I'm not understanding this whole like fear of the scale thing. Like, is this society? As a society, we've shamed women into having like being heavy is bad. I guess so. I guess we have shamed them. So what's then the ideal weight that people should be or women should be? Is it like 110 to like, you know, like what is it? Am I like, is there something? Am I not getting? Come on, Seth. Put your fucking words together.
personally, it does matter.
Step on the scale.
All right, you guys ready? I'm 500. Wait.
500 pounds, yes.
I'm 170 something pounds.
What's it read? 200?
I may be 200 pounds, y'all. I'm fat as fuck.
Does height matter in a guy?
I think he purposely
It matters to you?
fucked up with his scale.
No.
Wait, height is not a moral, it's a standard.
Okay.
Just for your next question. Higher your standards is the
Oh my gosh, thank you for the English lesson. Learn how to walk.
You're the only anti-degenerate influencer that I've ever met out here. You're lit, bro.
Anti-degenerate?
Yeah, like you call out bitches for this shit.
Oh, hell yeah. You guys want to be in an interview really fast?
These fucking whales, bro.
It's your wedding?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, congratulations. Does height matter in your...
How is it that only the skinny girl here was able to get married?
Groom, yes or no?
Yes.
It does?
That way. I can have to talk about
So height matters in your groom?
Yes.
Step on the scale. Yeah.
Height, not weight.
Yeah, but if you're judging a man based on height, it's something they can't change. Weight should be able to matter for a woman.
For real? No.
So step on it.
No.
What? That's a double standard, though.
No.
That's a yes.
It's literally a bachelorette weekend. What are we doing?
Wait, I'm low-key clocking you right now.
I truly clocking what?
I'm clocking that T.
You can leave. No.
Nah, that- Double standard. Well, she said height matters. You should be able.
You can leave.
Don't get loud with me, woman.
Bro, who is this bitch, bro? This girl in the green here is the bitch that never gets any play, bro, because she's so angry and hurt inside. She's so gross and feels so bad about herself. She has no self-esteem, and so she's always cock blocking all of her friend group. That's her. I can just tell from her energy, man. I know how this goes. It's like if you go out with her, right? And you're friends with her. If a dude is talking to you, she's going to be the one that's going to tell the dude to get away. Every time. Because no dude talks to her because she's a literal bitch.
Yo, thank you, bro. Thank you. Does height matter in a guy? Yes or no?
No.
It doesn't matter?
Nope.
W morals. If height matters in a guy.
No.
You don't think height matters? What about you? So basically, W morals.
Who does like, step on the scale?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, I'm with that though.
Thanks, bro.
I love Lenny Miller just by doing this.
Aye. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. W's dot. www dot. Oh, www dot. Whoa. www dot. Whoa. www dot. Ayo, www dot. Whoa. www dot. Whoa. www dot. Whoa. www dot. Hey, what's up, gang? Still streaming. Yeah, we're still live streaming, but I just wanted to get into this real quick. Have you guys seen the movie Havoc? If you have been on Instagram Reels as of late, you'll probably come across these clips of Anne Hathaway or Jordan Gordon-Levitt or Channing Tatum, and they're throwing around the word nigga. They're saying nigga, they're dancing they're behaving like niggas. And it's this movie called Havoc. It's this movie from 2005, all right? And it's a complete and absolute shit show. My question throughout this whole movie was, what is it about? What is this movie about? What's its purpose? What's the reason it was created? And the only conclusion that I can come to is that it had to be some sort of weird, nerdy white guy sitting in some sort of coffee shop in the East End of LA, looking at all the debauchery passing by the window and just jotting down notes. He would just jot down notes as a page of a script and then turn to the next page because the movie is so not cohesive, okay? It has no cohesion whatsoever. It's just like a bunch of random bad things that happen throughout the film. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, bro, this is pretty much like a softcore, like, XXX film at this point. Like, sure, Anne Hathaway is showing her tatas in it, but I'm a grown man. I don't watch movies because of just tatas anymore, bro. I'm not 14, And the craziest thing is that this movie came out after she had done The Princess Enchanted, Princess Diaries, all these like glitzy, fun, happy kids films. And then she goes and does this fucking raunch bag of a film, bro. God damn. You should watch this movie. The movie is really stupid because as somebody who's been able to experience this life, not to say that I'm gangster, okay? That's not what I'm saying. Because that's what she's doing. Anne Hathaway and her friend are running around LA, doing dumb shit, being degenerates, like hanging around with gangsters. And essentially, like, one of them gets, you know, SA'd, and then, oh, she claims, oh, he SA'd me. Bitch, you literally were screaming mid-film, I want to do this. I want to do this. All right. So the film is essentially about these rich white girls who are bored with a rich life. And so they embody every aspect of black culture, down to saying nigga all the time. And yeah, they have their high school boyfriends, but then they decide, oh, after my high school boyfriend gets robbed and pees himself in the middle of the hood as he as they try to order weed at the start of the film, she decides, I need to start hanging out with niggas that are more street and gangster than him. So she gets herself involved with these fucking cholos in the hood, and next thing you know, the life gets too dangerous. Life gets too dangerous for her. She can't deal with it. And this movie is complete absolute bullshit, dude. It tanked at the box office, bro. It got 371,000 at the box office worldwide, okay? And then, guess what the estimate was for the budget of the film? $9 fucking million, bro. You guys convinced a bunch of rich yuppies in Hollywood to put $9 million in your fucking pocket, and you guys grossed $371,000 worldwide. And the movie was so bad that sometimes it didn't even go to the theater. It just went straight to fucking DVD. Dear fucking God. You guys, what the fuck? That is ass. That is terrible. I don't understand how we live in a society where people are allowed to make shit shows like this. But my God, if you haven't had the chance to watch it, please go fucking watch Havoc, bro, because I don't know. I guess it's good. I guess it will tickle your fancy if you must. But all right, sure. That's the end of my movie review. I guess are we doing fucking movie reviews now? Is that what we're doing today? You know what other movie I want to review? One Battle After Another, right? All right, 1 second. We'll get into that. Let me do this one. What's up, gang? Leonardo DiCaprio and Black Pum Pum. This is the movie called One Battle After Another. Now, this movie, pretty good. It has a good cast. It has a good storyline. In terms of movies these days, it is also what we can call an original fucking idea. And thank goodness, because it has been so long since we've been getting fed nothing but goyim slop. All right? Everybody just wants to rehash some sort of shitty toy that came out back in the day, or remake some sort of movie that was big in the 80s. And you know what? That's fine. Get yourself a check, you know? So you don't have to remortgage your fucking house because your wife is mad at you because you can't write a script to save your goddamn life, Jerry. So I'm really happy that One Battle After Another came out. It was a great film all the way through. Unfortunately, if you're watching this and you haven't seen the movie, I don't give a fuck about spoilers, nigga. If you think I give a fuck about spoiling something for somebody on the internet that I don't fucking know, I don't. So in the movie, this idea of this revolution of freeing the sort of Mexicans and immigrants that are coming into this country, this idea of getting them out of the refugee camps and liberating them from what can be the stronghold of the American immigration system. I actually enjoy that a lot. Being somebody who came into the country as an immigrant after declaring refugee status in South Africa with my parents, this is only the story that I know. And then now being a Canadian citizen, I can only say that it's one of those things as you watch the movie, you can sort of be like, you can be sympathetic for the people that are going through these things that are happening. So I did like that aspect. And also the sort of fighting the revolution, fighting the American system, because as a whole, the American system is completely botched and nobody wants to really talk about it. But if there's one thing in this movie that they really showed that was interesting, but we already kind of knew that. This whole idea of white is right? So one of the general guys supposedly has this black daughter, right? That Leonardo DiCaprio is taking care of, but that's the whole idea of the movie, right? Oh, is it actually the daughter? Blah, blah, blah. So essentially, he crossed the lines. You're not allowed to go mingle with the blacks. You're not allowed to do that. He went and did that, and so now his entire job is in jeopardy. Oh, something happens to him in the end. Oh, go watch the movie. Oh. Anyway, I do like that because it's something that I think as a culture, I think white people should take back their own culture. Be white. If there's one thing I've always said is white people should just be white. This whole idea of black maxing and nigga maxing, I don't get that. Like every single white girl you talk to, she's playing Sexy Red. She's playing this. It's like, bitch, go play some who's name a white, I don't know, fucking Luke Combs. Go play some fucking Luke Combs, bitch. Why are you out here playing Sexy Red? That's not your music. You know, stay there. I believe in segregation in some aspects. I'm just joking, y'all. I'm just joking. I just think it's funny. I think it's funny that all of this, the cultures are mingling together, but obviously they're still purists. And so this is the idea of this purity and keeping America great by making it and keeping it white. Great film. I think Tiana Taylor's performance in it was actually very surprisingly good because she's not somebody who you would think, oh, this is an actress. She's more known for, I guess, music and being some sort of NBA player's girlfriend. So it's cool to see her venture out this way and doing things that are interesting. DiCaprio's performance is still good. You would think, hey, maybe you should be doing some more higher level, higher class films. But I guess when it comes to old age like this and you can just kind of phone it in, it was a good performance. He played schizo well, and you know, we kind of have to like that. So I guess that's it. That's my talking points on the film. I guess it's not really a review, more of like, hey, this is what I thought about this movie. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. Yeah, you guys. All right. Let's end the stream. One battle after another. All right, gang. What's up, friends? A lot has happened. We have been going to shifts. We have been getting some gigs right now in terms of, what do you call this? Construction stuff. I really don't want to do it. I've been doing a couple of interviews for some marketing jobs remotely. We have been able to stash away some money. I'm in the process right now of wanting to just be liberated of having to drink and smoke for the next couple of months. I'm going to be taking at least a 3-month break. I mean, I do like my wine. I like wine. I like a good cigarette, but just got to take a break for a little bit just to stash away some money. I've just been budgeting a lot better, just wanting to put away some cash. We'll see if I can sign up for this income assistance program and things like that to sort of just supplement my income, because I don't want to. These labor jobs are killing me, and I don't really want to be involved doing that, because then by doing this, I'm waking up early. I'm throwing off my entire sleep schedule. I'm not able to work as much as possible in my making content that I would like to. So I like with anything, there can never be 100% balance. So I would like there to be some balance in the sense of the scales are tipped more in the content side. But if I'm tired, if I'm just, you're going to be burning myself out, because I already don't get enough sleep. So I don't want to burn myself out trying to make this stuff happen. You want to keep a level head and get yourself through this, because at the end of the day, it's not a race, it's a marathon, right, gang? So yeah, that's just the update right now with what's going on. Hopefully we can continue to make things happen. My plan is that by the end of this week, we can get onto retail and try to do the medical spas. We can try to do the AI phone receptionist for medical spas and see what that goes. Yeah, in the back of my mind, I'm like, we should just focus on content. But I'm like, bro, I need to have multiple different streams of revenue. It's important to have revenue coming in different places as opposed to just relying on one thing. Okay, it's vital. So that's just a quick update on what's going on. Yeah, I'll keep you guys posted. And yeah, if you guys need a movie to watch, go watch on Netflix The Playman. And I will see you guys next time. All right, squad, that ends today's stream. Let's just sit here for what? 40 seconds. Let's sit here for 40 seconds and make this a full hour stream so you guys can love me. Love me, say that you love me. Hold me, say that you know me. Call me, say that you call me. I don't want to be alone now. Baby, won't you, baby? Call me, say that you own me. I just want you 'cause I don't understand. Jesus, I'm just... What a foot, bro. You're a footy. All right, guys. I will catch you most likely, I think tomorrow. I think we can get you guys. I think tomorrow we can do it. I'm not sure. Let's try to stream every single day this week too. Yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.